Hello everyone, very nice to meet you all. Before I go any further, let me introduce myself. My full name is Zaw Myo Naing, but everybody call me Zaw. I used to work as a secondary school teacher for 7 years back in my country, and I work as a teacher educator at the University of Education for 7 years. And then I moved to the private sector and I work as education coordinator, and I work for the Monastic school, and for the education of disadvantaged children I work as an education advisor as well. I'm from Myanmar. The older name is called Burma. The name of the country is the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. I'm here as the Humphrey Fellow, and I'm specializing in education administration, planning, and policy. My country is located in the Southeast Asian. It is close to Thailand and China and also India, and we also have 7 states and 7 regions. So each state has their own, traditional costume and their own attire and their own food and their own culture. We also have different dialect as well. Yeah, so I also want to introduce you a little bit more about our national flags. Yes, we adopted our flags in 2010 and 10th of October. We have 3 colors in the flags. We have yellow and green and red. Yellow just stands for solidarity, and green stands for peace, tranquility, and greening. And red stands for courage and decisiveness. Star just stands for the significance. So this, how we interpret our national flags. So as I have said, Myanmar is situated in Southeast Asia and is bordered on the north and northeast by China, and on the east and southeast by Laos and Thailand, and on the south by the Andaman Sea and Bay of Bengal. We have 3 distinct seasons. We don't call like spring, autumn, or we call the hot season, the raining season, and the cold season. So the hot season is from March to May, and the rainy season is from June to October, and the cold season is from November to February. We have over 60 million, and our country is made of more than 100 national races, and of which main national races are Kachin, Kaya, Kayin, Chin, Pamamo, Rakhine, Shan. That's with our own language. So there are more than 100 ethnic groups in Myanmar. The major religions are Buddhism and Christianity and Islam. However, 89% of the country population are the Buddhists. The official language of Myanmar, but other races, national races, they have their own language. Yes, we have our local product. So our country is rich in precious stones such as sapphires, pearl, jades, natural resources such as petroleum, timber, zinc, copper, and milestone and natural gas. So these are our national products. We have traditional cuisine that is very famous, popular. In Myanmar, in our name, we call the lapet, lapato. So it is the ancient times, the fermented tea leaf were used as a peace symbol or a peace offering between kingdoms or war. Now, lapet is trade in the traditional expression and hospitality and offering to the house guests. So there are 2 main traditional ways of consuming the pickled tea leaf or lapet. The first one as a meal or tea leaf salad called lapeto, and the second one is the main snacks called the alu lapet. So it is a huge amount, and it is alu lapet mean. And this one is offered in the donation ceremony. We also have another famous traditional food that is called mohinga. And mohinga is a kind of fish-based soup prepared with rice noodle that is considered by most people as national dish. This is the must, for the people who visit Myanmar. This is a kind of breakfast, and eating noodle for the breakfast in the land of the Golden Pagoda, our country, is similar to eating fried eggs, bacon, and every morning like in Europe country. The mohinga has different style of different cooking style based on which state you're coming from. But originally it has the noodle and the fish soup and some spices as well. I also want to introduce to you one of our unique dance. It is called Ushueyu and Domo. That I can even perform that dance. So I want to talk a little bit about that dance story. So in that dance, there are two people, the man and the women. The man is, he also want to get married, but he can't find a suitable lady. The lady also live in the village and she want to get married, but she can't find any suitable man. But once there is a big ceremony. This is called the Shimpyu or Alu. In that ceremony, a lot of people coming in, but on that day, there is a Myanmar orchestra entertainment. So the men dance because he is happy, and the women dance, and they meet in that place and they fall in love. And it's this kind of comedian dance. This is called Ushueyo and Domo. It's really lovely, and everybody laugh with fun to watch that dance. So another thing I want to introduce to you is we call in our name Tanaka. That is, you might call Myanmar traditional makeup. Once visiting Myanmar, you will be attracted not only by its extraordinary sight, but its people as well. Girls with Tanaka on their faces make you feel like you are lost in mystery places. Tanaka, which means beauty and clean, is a traditional cosmetics of Burmese girl. It is made from wood of Tanaka tree, which is widely found in northern Myanmar. The way to produce Tanaka powder is quite simple. Normally, people collect the roots and bugs and soak them in water, then grind on a flat stone named Zhao Bian. The end product is yellow-white cream with good smell, and it is smooth. And we wear the nakar on the faces, especially the girl. Even the men wear the nakar. So it is a kind of medicine. It can protect some diseases happening in the skin. It can even protect the heat intense. So this is one of our interesting national product. We are known as the land of Buddha. We have very famous pagoda around our country. So yes, once you visit Myanmar, you will be able, interesting pagoda. The family style in my country is depend where you live. If you're living in the village and not in the city, I might say it's called the extended family. Your grandparents, your father and your husband or your wife, parents and the grandchildren live together. It's a kind of very extended family, because the reason is that in the village they have more spaces, they have farm, and they can own the big house, and they have a lot of organic foods they can eat, because they are not very well developed and they don't have a lot of electricity, or they can only rely on their farm products. So they live in the big family. They are healthier than the people who live in the big city. But when you because of your job or for other reason, once you move to the big city, then you have to find a place to live. It is quite difficult. For example, the city where I live, Yangon, this is the biggest city and the commercial city. So the living cost is, really high and living expenses. So people have to struggle. So they cannot live in an extended family and big family. So especially who are working at the government, or who do not have, who doesn't have a very good job, they cannot own the big house, and they cannot work in the extended family. Normally, Myanmar people, they do not have more than 2 kids for the couple, because the reason is the living cost, the expenses. So the formal school going age of the children is now 10 to 6 years. Then they complete their, we call the, in here you call the elementary, we call the primary. So in primary, so it start from 6 and 4 years. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Then we move to the secondary. It's called the lower secondary, and the grade 5, grade 6, and grade 7. And also we move to the upper secondary, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we move to the university education. That's called the higher education. So the university education depends on how many marks and how many grades you get in the matriculation examination. Now the government is trying to do the entrance examination. So this is how people go to university, and a bit more about the education system. Normally, when a kid go to school, if the school is close to your home and you can walk or you can drive your kid, but we do have the school buses, we call the ferry. Your kids are sent to school, and we rarely use the train. We use the school bus, and also the parents drive their kid to school, and also we also walk. Thank you very much. It's a good time to give a presentation. I'm also very appreciate your help and support for giving me a chance to talk about my country and my education background and everything. Thank you very much.